Hey everybody, welcome back to another update from Six Flags Magic Mountain. I went to the park on Saturday the 22nd of May, so a couple days ago, to look at the updates for the 2022 attraction and take a walk around the park. I had originally had reservations for about 11:30 in the morning, but I went a little bit later in the day because I had gone to Universal prior to that. So if you haven't seen our update from Universal Studios, make sure you check that out as well. Before we get into it, make sure you click subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would greatly appreciate it. So this is now my third time at Magic Mountain since reopening. I went the first day, and then I went for a couple of hours last Friday, the week before, and then yesterday. So this was the first time I'd actually arrived to the park after opening. So I will say, if you are going to Magic Mountain, get a reservation for opening if you can, because it was a nightmare. And you know, I hate being negative. I love Magic Mountain. It's the park I grew up with, visited so many times. I love the staff there, have a really great relationship with that park. But we've always prided ourselves on being honest on park journeys. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to be honest here with the entry procedures for Magic Mountain. So I arrived probably about 1:45, and parking was a huge line. It took me probably 20-25 minutes just to park, just to get through the toll booths. They are checking reservations, or they're at least asking for reservations, but you know, it's just it was really long. I don't know if it just was the people or what it was. Getting through security was easy. As you can see here, no more temperature checks at the park, so you don't have to walk through that thing. But security entry is super easy. I love this new setup. Hopefully they'll just get rid of the old metal detectors and use these, because it is just so much easier than any other park that I've visited since reopening. So I wish some other parks would adopt this procedure, because it is absolutely fantastic. And I hope that it stays around, because it's a breeze. But then once I actually got into the entry plaza to get into the park, that's where the nightmare began. So here's a couple pics that you can see, just the lines to get in at probably 2:15 on a Saturday. Which again, it's a Saturday. You expect to have long lines, in the park and things like that. But this was, I mean, I basically stood in the same spot for like 10 minutes and did not move at all. So there seemed to be a lot of people processing passes when I went. So I think that's probably part of the issue, and it's not an issue with the staff. They were working really hard and they're getting stuff done. It's the actual process for them processing passes. So basically, if you have an annual pass or season pass or a membership or whatever it is, and you need to process it at the park, either you have your scan, you scan it on your phone, or you print it out, fine. And then basically they find whatever applicable card it is. So whether it's Diamond Elite, whatever it is, they've got to fish out the card. They write your name on it with the Sharpie, and then they've got to take your picture with the pass. Now, and this is all being done by one person. So basically the same person that is scanning all your entry, checking your reservation, and doing all this stuff is also doing all of those things. So it's the process. They used to have to go into the membership office or the season pass office and get your picture taken, and that was a pain. And this new process, it just seems, I don't know, it almost seems worse, to be honest, which is saying a lot, because that other process is pretty bad too. They just need to figure out whether it's just a season pass processing line. Maybe half is for processing, and then the other half is if you already have your pass. Because the group in front of me, and once I got in, it was super easy. So it makes me wonder if they just need to have a pass processing line, even if it's not at the gate. Have it to the side or something like that, to where you just have a line of you've got 3 or 4 people just doing pass processing. I think it would make a lot more sense. It was a long, tedious process. And then once I got in, I wanted to go get my free ride, and that line was probably like 45 minutes just to get the free ride, or my front of the line ride. So I was like, well, I'm not going to worry about that. I wasn't planning on being there that long anyway. I figured I would just ride something, you know, once I got into the park. But here you can see some of the lines for, you know, flash pass processing, and the season pass processing for your skip the line pass. Really long lines everywhere. But again, it's a Saturday afternoon. But it seemed like pre-pandemic times everywhere. The park was packed, a lot of people walking around. Unfortunately, I saw a lot of people walking around without masks and not being enforced. And it just, to be honest, I was there less than an hour. I didn't ride anything. This is the first time I've ever gone to Magic Mountain, done an update, and didn't ride anything. I usually try to ride at least one thing, and I didn't. You know, my advice to you is, if you can avoid it, don't go on a Saturday. Or if you have to go on Saturday, get there right when they open. We have reservations for next Saturday for, I think, 10:30 or 10:45, because it's the 50th anniversary of the park. I don't know if we're going to actually go or not. I might just go for a little bit just to say it's the 50th anniversary, but the park is not doing anything, as far as I know, to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the park, which is kind of sad, to be honest with you. At least, you know, something, some kind of ceremony or something would have been nice, or some signs or something. So unfortunately, I don't think they're doing anything, you know, to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the ride. So hopefully I'll just go for a couple hours, and maybe, you know, I'll have to ride Gold Rusher, just because it's the original ride there. But like I said, the park's not really doing much. So we'll get into the rest of the update now. Sorry I had to go on a little rant there, you know, but again, we've always prided ourselves on being honest here, and I'm always going to be honest. So we have some more deconstruction of Tidal Wave, and that's basically mostly what you're going to see in this update. Tidal Wave is definitely being removed. There's no doubt about it now. We got a little bit of more of the removal of the flume. I'm sure you can see more when you're riding Riddlers or Batman from the lift hill, but again, I didn't ride anything at the parks, so nothing there. But it's a pretty big area what they've done, and you can kind of see around. Little peeks through the fence here. There was some footers that I thought might be new footers, and they were for lamps. It had been that long since I'd been to the park, or I'd seen, you know, taking pictures. I had to kind of go back and look at some old pictures from the park to see, oh yeah, those are lamps, those aren't new. I kind of figured they weren't new. They didn't seem big enough for coaster supports, but you know, thanks to Online Sleuths there for helping me out with that one. So anyway, we just kind of walk around the construction site. Basically, it's a pretty big area. Hopefully they will connect these two areas at some point between Gotham and our DC Universe and Metropolis, kind of in the middle there, so you don't have to walk all the way around. So it's kind of one continuous area. And then very lastly, as I was leaving, the buses were out testing, so I don't know if they're doing training. Everybody was still walking in the tram road or the bus road. I think people might have gotten used to it the last month or so, walking in the bus route. But they've always had issues people walking in the bus road. You think at some point they would chain it off or something like that to make sure that people don't walk there, but they haven't done it yet. So hopefully one of these days they'll do that. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.